Marvel is facing a massive uphill battle to try to win their fans back, and while Deadpool and Wolverine looks fun, everything else they have in development sounds awful. They're scrambling at this point, throwing anything and everything at the wall just to see what sticks. The reason why that tactic doesn't work is it leads to exactly what Marvel is going through right now, which I like to call the 3 steps of destruction: changing the long-term plan, delaying projects, then canceling projects left and right.
Everything is falling apart.
The long-term plan, if you can even call it a plan anymore, seems to be different every day now. In fairness, some things are out of their control, like the Jonathan Majors thing, so I don't fault them for that. But then there's nonsense like this. You've got plans for Avengers vs X-Men tied up with Secret Wars, which might just be 2 parts now instead of 1. But then there's some ground level World War Hulk movie coming out, which leads into all of that. What an absolute mess. And if you want to sit here and say, well, it's all just rumors, that's fine, but recently a lot of these rumors have ended up being true. Just look at the Fantastic Four cast. So if their plan can't even maintain the bare minimum level of consistency, how can they ever hope to build up something as iconic as the Infinity Saga? Well, in place of storytelling and character development, we have a metric ton of cameos. Whether it's Wesley Snipes as Blade, Chris Evans as the Human Torch, or the previous 2 Spider-Men, Marvel is just hoping to draw people in with nostalgia bait. We all saw how well that turned out for movies like the Multiverse of Madness or The Flash, so clearly that's a great decision.
Idiots doing idiot things because they're idiots.
The delaying part should be obvious by this point. I mean, they can blame the pandemic all they want, but that excuse ran out of steam years ago. All these delays we're seeing are not how a studio with a plan behaves. Whether it's the Avengers movies coming out sometime in the next couple of decades, or Blade getting rewritten for the 10th time. I'm sure that has nothing to do with the hundreds of millions of dollars they're losing. If I was extremely confident something would make money, I would definitely delay it 30 times. By the time these movies come out, who even knows how they'll fit into the overall plan? The best example is Black Widow, a movie that would have been great during Phase 2, but somehow ended up in Phase 4 after Black Widow already died in Endgame. Obviously that movie was a huge hit with fans. I mean, what diehard comic fan didn't love seeing Taskmaster get turned into a chick?
Hey, jump off a boat and let the boat leave. Starve in the ocean or get eaten by sharks.
The last stage is what we're seeing the most of right now, movies and shows getting taken behind the shed and put down. Whether it's an apparent photon show, which by the way anyone could have told you was a bad idea even before the Marvels, or guaranteed box office hits like Ant-Man 4 and Eternals 2, Marvel is going on a very inconsistent canceling rampage. They seem to only want A-list characters leading the charge, but you've still got garbage like the Thunderbolts or Ironheart coming out eventually.
Oh, somebody kill me, please!
How do they expect to create any sort of plan if they can't even decide their standard for what stays in production? Nobody's complaining about Eternals 2 getting cancelled, but why the hell are the Thunderbolts not joining them in Marvel's scrapyard of shame? Until they get some semblance of consistency, they're never going to be able to develop an actual plan and keep their movies on schedule. Not that it really matters if their movies keep losing more than they're worth.
The only power I have is that I believe we can do better.
The point is, Marvel is scrambling to put together some kind of plan, but the issue is they can't stick to it for more than 5 minutes. One second you've got Captain Marvel and Spider-Man leading the charge, the next Deadpool and Wolverine are the stars of Secret Wars. Until Marvel picks a path and sticks to it, we're going to keep seeing this pattern of change, delay, and delete go on and on until Marvel runs out of money, or some bigger sharks like Amazon and Apple just buy what's left of Disney.